So what does the term wounded healer, what does the term wounded healer mean to you? What does the term wounded healer mean to you? For me, it means that even in my woundedness, I can bring healing to others. In fact, sometimes it's my woundedness that helps me in bringing healing to others. That helps me to bring healing to others. It's not that I'm celebrating my woundedness, but I'm acknowledging my woundedness, and I'm letting that woundedness help guide me to bring healing. Because that's an important question to ask ourselves. What are we celebrating? Because too many people, let's just be honest, love wallowing in it. They love celebrating their woundedness. And they make sure everybody knows about it too, because this is a celebration they want to include everyone in. And yet, that's not what we're called to celebrate. We're called to celebrate what that woundedness can help us to become and accomplish. We're called to celebrate the healing that can come through our woundedness when we let that celebration be of Jesus. When we celebrate Jesus, we recognize that He is there present in our woundedness, and it's Him who brings us the healing. He's the source of our healing. And what I love about Jesus is when He heals us, He then helps us to go serve others through our woundedness. Saying that don't look at your woundedness as something to wallow in, but look at your woundedness maybe even as a gift that might bring you a greater compassion, a greater understanding. I mean, I know of someone who has been an incredible inspiration to me of what it means to be a wounded healer, and that's Janet Two Hawks. What was so amazing is, how did I first get to know about Janet Two Hawks? She was the keynote speaker at the Cancer Symposium. And it was tough. It was hard watching because it so touched and moved my heart and so brought me to tears. And yet, listening to her journey through cancer, and a cancer that kept coming back and coming back and has come back again. And yet she wasn't celebrating her cancer. She wasn't celebrating her woundedness. What she was celebrating is what it has done for her life. I can't do it myself personally, but she just went out and quit her job. She loved her job. She loved working hard, but she wasn't really able to do it because of her cancer. But she didn't just wallow. She began the most incredible ministry of creating quilts to give to those who are struggling or suffering, especially those struggling and suffering with cancer. She has turned her woundedness into healing. She is truly a witness of a wounded healer. And I love that now I can see her quilts. When she came here for the Cancer Symposium and offered her quilts to others, that's how some of you got to know her too. She doesn't celebrate her woundedness, she celebrates the healing that can come through that woundedness. Why? Because she has gotten into touch with that love that dwells within her. And that love has a name. Jesus. Dwelling within her. She witnesses and shares her faith through the healing she brings to others. And what I love about that is it really helps me to look at how others have used their woundedness for healing. Good example, Mary, the Mother of God. We hear in the Gospel of Luke chapter 1, verse 41, when Elizabeth heard Mary's greeting, the infant leaped in her womb. Even Mary in her woundedness, and I would say that Mary was a wounded healer, because don't you think finding yourself pregnant at 14 to 15 years of age and it isn't your husband's child, that would bring a bit of woundedness to your life? I mean, how do you explain that to all your family and friends? Yep, I'm pregnant. Nope, wasn't Joseph. And what do you do when it starts showing? Well, it was the Holy Spirit. Yeah, right. Tell me another one. And she was so young. Yet she didn't celebrate her woundedness, did she? Did it keep her down? When she heard that her cousin Elizabeth was pregnant, and want to talk about a wounded healer, Elizabeth was advanced in years. And she finds herself pregnant. So Mary went in haste to be with her cousin Elizabeth, and greeted Elizabeth, and what happened? She brought that healing presence of the Lord right into Elizabeth's life. And how did Elizabeth respond? Blessed are you among women, and blessed is the fruit of your womb. Who am I that the mother of my Lord should come to me? The mother of my Lord should come to me. Now, Mary brought healing to Elizabeth. But how do you think Mary felt hearing those words of Elizabeth? Blessed are you among women, and blessed is the fruit of your womb. How do you think that made Mary feel? Do you think that Mary might have experienced healing in return? That's how it works. I know in my woundedness, when I bring healing to others, when I share that love of the Lord that dwells in me to others, it's amazing how when that love flows through me, it brings healing to me too. I believe very much that each quilt that Janet Two Hawks lovingly creates, that she shares to others, I think that's what's continuing to help her to heal as a wounded healer. And it's something, because when I see those quilts, it reminds me to say a prayer for Janet. See how that works? As people, we're all wounded in some way. Think about it. We're all wounded in some way. We all have struggles, but we don't celebrate that woundedness. You know, we celebrate the people that woundedness has caused us to be more compassionate, more understanding, more humble. And in celebrating that, we're able to bring healing to others who are also wounded and struggling, and they can relate. We're accessible because of our woundedness, and we bring healing to others, and it's a wonderful, as a blessing from God, we receive healing ourselves. Let us celebrate that great love of the Lord dwelling in us. Let us bring that love to others, and in the process, let us experience the gift of being wounded healers.